Okay, so my name is Allie. For those of you I haven't met, Tracy, it's lovely to have you on the call, as it is, all of you, of course. This is continuing ed. So if you can see the card on the screen, there's a lot of classes that you can tap into. And our team is Team Oil, and oil stands for Own Your Life. And we're really big on educating and equipping, right? We want you not only to have these pretty little bottles, all over your home, but actually to know how to use them and to learn how to use them really well. So we've designed 9 different classes that cover kind of the basics of everything that you need to know. And then from there, of course, you can spin off on your own and figure out some topics that you're particularly interested in. And once you complete all of these, then there's going to be a lovely little prize for you for investing of your time and your energy into learning about your amazing purchases. So today we're doing Happy Kids, which is class number 6. So you put the date and then my name. So I'm Ellie. And then once you fill it up, you're going to give that to your upline and get a prize. These are product-based, but doTERRA also has something super cool in an opportunity to learn how to get your products for free or to even replace your income. So right after these classes, every week, we teach one of these Joy of Sharing Essential Oil classes as well. Today's class is actually this last class here, Business Class 4, Elite in 6 weeks. Listen, if you are interested in that, stick around, because even if you haven't gone through 1, 2, and 3, this Elite in 6 weeks class will give you a really good overview of how you would actually be able to launch your own profitable wellness business with the support of Team Oil. So it's a really good class, and you're always welcome to stay on for that. What we want to talk about first, I want to show you, there is a training for this. It's like the usual trainings, but I like to go a little bit deeper, especially with this class. So we're going to start here. Let me present it for you. Now, I'll give you a little bit of premise. I have 4 daughters. My oldest is 9, and then I have an 8-year-old, and then I have 2 4-year-olds. So we use a lot of oils in my house for our children. And it's one of my favorite ways to bond with them and to love on them and to really care for them. Before oils, I always was running to and fro, to the clinics, trying to figure out how to care for my kids, taking, that coveted sick day off to care for them. And then, feeling like I needed to pump them through with all these medicines and just feeling really kind of disempowered in that. So as a mom, having oils in my house is one of my favorite things in the entire world, just because I feel so empowered. Now, what we're going to learn about today, guys, is it's great for kids, but everything that we talk about is also great for adults, right? I gave the example in the noon class. We're going to talk about a recipe for pink eye, right? Well, kids get pink eye, but I got pink eye last week. And so I use the pink eye recipe, right, to take care of my own pink eye. So yes, if you have kids at home still, definitely look through this from that lens. But if you don't, it's totally okay, because what you're going to learn is going to be great for you as well. Now we're going to start with, okay, I was like, wait a minute, my dilution slide. Okay, dilution. Now, dilution, the word I think in English kind of has a bad connotation, right? Oh, you diluted that, or it kind of means that it's less effective, but the reality is it's not. When you dilute an essential oil, it actually can increase its efficacy, because the carrier oil carries it into the body and makes it last a little bit longer. So we want to dilute kind of as a first go-to, especially when we're working with children. So this dilution chart looks a little crazy, okay? So let me give you a very, what I think of is, it's a little bit not precise, but it's an easy way to think about it. So this guy's, hold on one sec. Hey, come back here. One sec. Okay, I am just gonna mute everyone because I'm getting a little bit of feedback, but you can always unmute and ask me a question. I like being interrupted. Okay, so this is a 10 ml roller. When you buy these on Taobao, or you buy them wherever you happen to be living, typically kind of the standard is a 10 ml. Now, doTERRA also has 10 mils, right? This is an Immortelle or a Soluble blend. That's 10 mils. There's also this HD Clear, that's 10 mils. doTERRA doesn't sell rollers in most markets that are smaller than 10 mil. So when you use up one of your own rollers, you can repurpose it, right? Or you can buy empty rollers as stock to have to make up your blends. This is my sleep blend. And we want to talk about how do you actually create these rollers for all the people in your home in a way that, you know, doesn't make non-DIYers like panic, right? Like I do not like DIY. It's not my jam. But even if I can do this, guys, you can totally do this. So how do we read this essential oil dilution chart? This is the size of the bottle. So the 10 ml bottle is right here. And then you kind of just cut everything in half as you go down. Not exactly half, but you get my gist. So basically, from birth to 1 year, you could put 1 drop of essential oil in this bottle, fill it up with fractionated coconut oil, and oh, did I drop out? Sorry. Baby, birth to 1 year, you want to be able to take 1 drop of the essential oil and fill it up all the way with fractionated coconut oil, okay? And that's going to be enough. So one great idea for little ones is 1 drop of On Guard, right? You put 1 drop of On Guard in a 10 ml, fill it all the way up with the fractionated coconut oil, and that's your immune blend for a newborn. Beautiful, right? Now, instead of going through strictly with each one of these, here's how I remember it. Now, again, this is not exact, but this is also just a usage guideline. I tend to use a little bit more essential oil on my kids at varying times, varying kids. But if you read this, basically, here's an easy way to do this. If you have a 4-year-old at home, okay, and you want to make a roller that's diluted for a 4-year-old, you can go ahead and put 4 drops in that roller. Okay, a 5-year-old, you put 5 drops, a 6-year-old, 6 drops, all the way up to about 10. Okay, so for a 10-year-old, you're going to put about 10 drops. Now, this says 11 years, but you know what I mean? It's like close enough for if that's how you're going to remember it so that you're not afraid to go ahead and make up rollers for your family, then it's close enough, really. Now, in my family, we make rollers to the oldest person in the house. So when I'm making a blend for my kids, I make a roller for my 9-year-old. But then you might say, like, what do you do for your 4-year-old? When I use it on my 4-year-old, I might just dab it and add a little bit more coconut oil and then use it on my 4-year-old. Does that make sense? Ooh, there's chat going. Hold on. Okay. Yes, Kate, they're super potent, and so it is cost effective. A little bit goes a long way. Now, if you put 1 drop, let's say my 4-year-old, if I put a full drop of oil on her, it's probably not going to hurt her, but it's just a waste, right? You can look, if this is really interesting to you, doTERRA blog, the science blog on doTERRA.com has really interesting information on essential oil metabolism in the body. If that doesn't interest you to go read, here's the gist. Using smaller bits of oil more often is better and more beneficial for your body. So after we get to like 10 years old, then what do we do, right? First, an oil that you're using every day, a strong dilution would be about 10%. Now, in a 10 ml roller, there's about 200-ish drops. Okay, so 10% of that is 20 drops. So you put 20 drops of the essential oil in and you fill it all the way up. And that would be great for something like the Flume. Okay, if you haven't seen the Flume yet, then this is an oil blend that you're going to want to make up. And what I love about it is that it's made with 5 of the top 10 oils. So if you started with a kit, chances are you have all of these. And you can take this internally in a capsule when you're feeling sick, but you can also use it preventatively. And I would recommend everybody use it preventatively. And so how do you make it, right? There's 5 oils. If you put 20 drops of essential oil in here, you're going to put 4 drops of each oil. That's what I do for my family. 4 drops of each oil and then fill the rest with coconut oil. Now for something like this, the Flume, I just put it exactly like that on everybody in my home. And we use it more often. If someone actually is sick, we're going to use that dilution more often. So these are guidelines. As you get more and more comfortable with your essential oil usage, you're gonna figure this out for yourself, right? Maximum really in a 10 mil is 50 drops. If you use any more than that, it's just wasteful, right? Is it gonna hurt you? Probably not, unless it was maybe oregano. Then you might feel a little bit of a sting, but it's just wasteful. So you can really economize on your oils by following this dilution chart. And if something isn't fixing, right? If something is just persistent and it is not, you know, going away, then you can always add on, right? So don't feel like you have to stick to this. You can always add a little bit more. And then when you're getting results, then that's the number that your body needs, okay? So general rule of thumb, between the ages of 1 and 10, 1 drop for every year of age. That's approximate enough to make sure that, you know, you feel confident making up rollers. And then between 10 and 50 drops in here for, you know, 11 years old and up. Okay. Any questions on that? I just want to see everyone's beautiful faces. Is that clear? Good, good, good. Okay. So in a flume, if you were going to do a 50 drop one, you could do 10 drops of each one of these and then just dilute for the younger ages. And again, if you're new to oils, like, you're going to find your own rhythm in this. I'm sure Kate dilutes differently, right? I'm sure Gigi dilutes differently, right? We all have our own way of doing this, but following a chart like this will be really useful for you in the beginning. Okay, babies and children. Newborns, babies, they tend to put their feet in their mouth, right? So if you're going to use an essential oil on the bottoms of feet, you're going to want to dilute and then cover with a sock. It's great for all ages, actually. It just kind of keeps it there as opposed to having them run around on the floor with it. You can apply it topically and diffuse it at the same time. We're going to talk about recommended amounts in just a minute, and every person is different. So this is where I just encourage you to be creative and be curious and be adaptable to what's working and what's not, and be kind of students of your body and your children's body, just to see, oh, last time that worked, but this time it wasn't as effective. Maybe we can add something different, something like that. Now, citrus oils are interesting because they can cause phototoxicity. Phototoxicity means if you put a citrus oil on your skin and then you go outside in direct sunlight, it will look like, like a sunburn. It makes the skin more sensitive to the sun. So if you're going to be using citrus oils, you can use them at night or like into the evening, because a lot of them have like a 12 to 24 hour even phototoxicity. I think bergamot has a 36-hour phototoxicity. So if you're using citrus oils for emotional support, you can put them on your clothes. You can put them in your hair, right? You could get a like a pendant that you can drop them in, and you can have it there. But I would very caution, if you're especially up in the northern hemisphere, we're coming into summer, caution with citrus oils in the summer. Okay. When we use oils for anyone, babies, children, and adults, we're never going to put them in an orifice. So you're not going to put it up your nose or in your eye or in your ear. We're going to rub, for an ear infection, for example, you're going to rub it around your ear, and then you could even put a couple drops on a cotton ball and kind of place the cotton ball there with a little bit of medical tape. Okay, but you're not going to just drop, 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 or obviously in your eye. If you've ever done peppermint in your eye, you know you're not going to be putting any oils in your eyes. So for an eye infection, I was telling before we got started that I had pink eye last week, and I would just rub pink eye over the bridge of my nose. We're going to talk about pink eye oils in a minute. I rubbed my oils over here and under here and around here. And then I put a warm compress on as well. And within a day and a half, it was totally sorted. So always ask for help. If you don't know the answer to a question, productsupport@doTERRA.com is a beautiful email for you to jot down. If you're reading an ingredient and you're like, why is that in there? A lot of times, I don't know, Kate doesn't know, Gigi might not know, but product support will definitely know. And then you want to share your findings with us so that we can all learn together. And then start to use your resources, right? doTERRA.com is an amazing, amazing resource for each one of us. No matter what market we're in, doTERRA.com is kind of the mecca of all education for us. Okay, so recommended daily amounts. This is always interesting because most of us, as we start to use our oils, we are using them all 4 ways: aromatically, internally, orally, and dermally. Now, or topically. Now, what's the difference between internal and oral? Okay. Internal means like in a glass of water, right? Or in a capsule. So when internal means it is processed in your stomach. Okay, that's what internal means. Oral is different. Oral means directly under the tongue or directly into the back of the throat. Something that is processed directly into your bloodstream because it's in that thin skin right under the tongue. So for adults, we have the ideal amount and then the 24-hour max, and we have the same for the child. Now, there is no recommended daily amount for aromatic. It depends on the size of your room, depends on the oils you're using. A general rule of thumb when you're diffusing is when you walk into the space, you should be able to smell it, and you should go, oh, wow, that's so nice. But when you're in the space, you should kind of not be able to smell it anymore, right? Your peppermint in your diffuser should not be stinging your eyeballs, right? But you go to the bathroom and you come back in, you're like, oh, that feels really good. That smells really good. Then that's probably the right aromatic amount for you. Internally, at a time, you're going to want to use between 2 and 4 drops each time. Now, you know, this is my little evening tea. I have 1 drop of Slim and Sassy or the Smart and Sassy blend in here. And like, it's enough, right? It's enough because it's super strong and I put it in warm water and it's totally enough. So you can use 2 to 4 drops, but you can also use 1, right? And then you don't want to go over 12 to 24 drops in a 24-hour period. So if you think, you know, an hour, a drop an hour internally, most people don't even come close. Most days, and I use oils like crazy, most days I don't even come close to the 24-hour max, okay? Now, oral at a time under the tongue, why would you put an oil under your tongue? For me, I do it daily with frankincense, 2 drops under my tongue morning and night, because I want my frankincense to go in and find those broken cells and get rid of them for me. And I also do digest zen under the tongue if my gut's hurting and if I'm feeling a little bloated. I love the taste of digest zen. It's quite strong, but I love it. I'll put that right under my tongue. I'll do copaiba under my tongue if I'm feeling like I need some emotional support or some pain management. Copaiba under the tongue is really nice. And those are, for me, really the 3 oils. If you put, if you take oils under the tongue orally, can you drop which oils you do in the chat so everyone can learn? If you do an oil different than Frank, copaiba, and digest zen, if you do another oil. Oh, fennel. I do fennel too because I do love it. Yeah, and then you don't want to go more than 4 to 18 drops. Now, guys, that's a really large range. Why is the range so big? Because each one of our bodies are so different. This is where you're going to have to really be monitoring how you're feeling and how you're doing. Okay? Now, topically, you're on the skin, 3 to 6 drops at a time, and then somewhere between 12 and 36 drops throughout the day for you. And then just look at how this drops for the kids, okay? You're halving the dose here, and you're even cutting the dose in thirds for here topically. And then internally, 1 to 2 drops. Now, at what age can a child use oils internally? Again, this is up to discretion. I cook with my oils, and so my children get very small amounts of essential oils in our cooking. My 4-year-old, if I have some lemon water, I'll let her take a sip of it. You know, it's got 1 drop of lemon and she's having a sip, so she's having, you know, a tiny fraction of an amount. This, again, is going to be something that you're going to be working through for you and your family and your comfort zone. But there is no recommended ideal amount for oral use for little ones. It's just too strong. Okay, so you're going to want to work topically and internally very sparingly with your children. Okay, newborns, we're going to go through these quite quickly. I can give you this PowerPoint, no problem. So if you just want to, if you want to take your notes, you can, but if you want to just listen, that's good too. Newborns, frankincense, and myrrh, does that ring any bells to the, you know, most precious child who was born ever? Gifts to baby Jesus, frankincense and myrrh. Frankincense is just amazing to help that transition from, you know, in the womb to out of the womb, and myrrh is great actually right on the umbilical cord stump to help seal that tissue. And they're both great for mom too. Emotional support for mom, frankincense and myrrh is beautiful. Balance as well. Balance is the grounding blend. It's really earthy. It is meant to ground us. So babies need that, right? So you can dilute 1 drop of balance in here and apply that onto the baby's feet, just to give a little bit of courage for this new adventure that they're on. And then, of course, well baby care is a big concern for all mamas, right? So we can do frankincense on the back, balance to the bottoms of the feet every day. This just helps balance the baby's system. And so, yeah, again, you can use your rollers. You can just tap. If you don't want to make a roller, here's a little trick. You can open, what is this? Cedar wood. So if you put a couple drops of essential oil on the baby's spine, and then you just think, right? Get a little dab in there and put that on the spine. Oh, I love cedar wood. That's probably going to be well enough diluted for baby, okay? Jaundice is a condition of the liver, and so you can use geranium and lemon on the feet, and that's going to help break up the bilirubin in the liver that's causing that yellow tinge to the body. What baby does not have tummy aches, right, or colic? So we have a really powerful blend. Digest Zen, dilute that, and dilute it really well, because it can be a warm oil. Like if you take baby out of a bath and you put digestin right on the belly and it's not diluted, it will sting a little bit. So make sure you dilute that digestin. And the funnel is beautiful with coconut oil. Nappy rash or diaper rash is obviously another common thing. You can do helichrysum, which is an incredible healing oil. It's a flower oil. And then Immortelle or Salubel. This is the one that's the anti-aging blend, also beautiful for skin. You can make your own wipes with that. You can also take, I'm looking for my coconut oil. You can take that big bottle of coconut oil and you can get a spray bottle for the top of it. Put 1 drop of helichrysum in there, and then you have your own little nappy rash cream or nappy rash oil right there. It's beautiful. Or you can even just use the coconut oil. It's super effective. Now, teething is interesting too. You can do 2 drops of clove with 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. Now, clove is a hot oil, and so your baby will feel it, but it'll feel kind of numbing, and then the sting will go away. I would do this with older kids. We just did it with Bree. She lost a tooth yesterday. This is my 9-year-old, and she was like, "Mom, it hurts." I said, "Do you want to do some clove?" And she's like, "We can try it." So she was like, "Ooh." You know, our kids all use the On Guard toothpaste. So that's another thing, is you can put the On Guard toothpaste on there for littler ones and see if that helps. You can also do white fur applied to the gums, or even lavender on the jaw can help with teething pain as well. Now, as an adult, if you have like a toothache, clove is beautiful. It's not always super pleasant, but it's beautiful to help with that sort of pain. Now, as you get a little bit more advanced with your child care, your essential oil child care, this is super fun, right? I love giving my girls massages. And their feet are so little, but why not give it a go, right? Reflexology is a very powerful tool that we can have in our pockets. And what this means is you can put oil. Let's say that baby has a belly issue, right? You can put Digest Zen on that spot in the foot, and then just give it a little bit of gentle pressure. Okay, same thing here. Lower abdomen here, so that's going to be your colon and your gut. Upper abdomen is going to be stomach. So you can just go right around here and do a little bit of pressure. Same thing with sleep, right? So sleep is in the toes. That's the head. That's the brain. That's allowing the baby to rest and to kind of turn off their brain and process all those memories and emotions from the day. So I love putting our sleep blend on the girls' feet, and just giving them a little tickle and a massage there. So you've got a lot of options. I mean, when they're newborn, if you rub kind of both sides of the feet, you're going to get kind of all of it. And so it's a great way to care for your baby when they're little. Okay, now, first aid in crisis, fever. Now, I'm not the mom that runs to fever medication right off the bat, except with my one daughter. With Gracie, a fever is very dangerous, and so we do kind of mitigate her fevers right off the bat. But fevers are really painful for the babies, right? They're just miserable. And so what can you do? Lavender and peppermint are your go-tos for fever. You can do it on the back of the neck, the ears, and under the feet. You can also do a drop of peppermint along the spine. It is really powerful. It's really cooling. And just make sure that you're getting enough coconut oil in your hand to dilute it properly. And that loving touch when a baby has a fever is really powerful. Now, what kid does not get bumps, bruises, and scrapes? Lemon and lavender is awesome, and you can put it in a spray with either distilled water or witch hazel. It really doesn't matter. Witch hazel dries a little bit faster. You might not have access to witch hazel. Like, I don't even know where I would buy witch hazel here, but really powerful. You can also put some frank in there, tea tree for to kill any germs that might be lingering, or even eucalyptus. That would be really nice too. Here's that pink eye mix I was talking about. A drop of lemon, a drop of lavender, melaleuca, and frankincense. You want to dilute it according to that chart, and you can rub it right around the eye. You can put a warm compress on it. If you have little ones, I used to do it when they were sleeping, because then they weren't messing with their faces. But depending on your kid, you can go from there. I imagine if they were little, and you put that on the bottoms of their feet, it would be effective as well. Some food or seasonal or pet allergies, some reactions. Lemon, lavender, and peppermint in equal parts according to that dilution chart. So for a 3-year-old, you would do 1 drop of each in one of these rollers. And my eldest daughter has had incredible results with this blend. We roll it on the bottoms of her feet, and she takes 1 drop of each in a capsule morning and night. And she's had incredible results. And she's been doing that since she was 7. So I bent the oral or the internal rule for her, because she was just suffering, and we gave it a go and we managed it, and she didn't have any gut pain, and she loves it now. Runny nose, lemon along the bridge of the nose. Make sure you do this at night for those photosensitivity reactions, right? You don't want to do this and then run out to play, but along the bridge of the nose, lemon, it's incredible to stop a runny nose. And then emotional support for anger. Balance, we talked about balance being that grounding blend, that mix of all of those. The trees, it's a really beautiful blend. You can put that under the feet, right, on the soles of the feet, and do wild orange and lavender as well. You could also put it in the diffuser at night. It's a beautiful, beautiful blend to put into the diffuser. Okay, moving on to, this is Victoria's sweet baby. Moving on to bigger kids and even us, right? The GI tract. So it's very clear now through scientific research that the vast majority of the immune function in the body, between 70 and 80%, is actually in the gut. And it manages our emotions, it manages our sleep cycles, it manages a whole bunch of stuff. So we need to, even with our little ones, even for us, right, really take stock of how our gut is functioning and do the best we can to support it. Because it is our first line of defense against viruses and bacteria and fungi and toxins and the like. So healthy gut, what can we do? For our little ones, the probiotic is beautiful. There's 3 different options. Depending on your market, there's PB Assist Plus, the doTERRA sticks, and then PB Assist Junior. It's good if you have access to more than one to mix it up. Every once in a while, keep your gut flora guessing a little bit. Probiotics do a lot. They inhibit the growth of unhealthy bacteria, yeast, and other organisms. They also kind of repopulate with healthy flora. They help support digestive functions, healthy immunities, healthy GI tract. And they're also, when your gut is happy, you're happy, right? Emotions are really tied to your gut. And so you want to keep your gut super happy just for your emotional support as well. Now, sleep's a big one for little ones, for adults, for everyone in between. And by focusing on sleep in their early years, like my goal, I think, is to help them to sleep, to have really great sleep habits for the long term. So, insufficient sleep, there's an increased incidence of illness. Their immune systems just can't fight off the bugs. So much of our cleansing is done while we sleep with our cleansing organs. And if we're not getting the right amount of sleep, our body just can't get it all out. And you can't make up sleep. So when you lose sleep, it progressively gets worse and worse and worse. And for little ones, you're really looking at over 8 hours a night for sleep. And for us, we want that 8 hours of sleep if we can get it. And what we don't want to do is knock our circadian rhythm, you can't knock the circadian rhythm, but you can function outside of the circadian rhythm. And that's where you start to feel some dis-ease, right? Some dis-ease in the body when you're not functioning like your body desires to be functioning. And so that's where you get those mood swings and lack of focus at school. So what can you do? Serenity is one of my favorite blends. It's called Lavender Peace in the China market. Same oil, just a different name. And you can really set the scene with Lavender Peace. We don't really use it throughout the day. We only really use it at night because I want that limbic system to associate lavender peace with sleep. So we start diffusing, right? About an hour before they go to sleep. I'll, where is my lavender peace? As I throw my oils, I will just put a little bit like that and I'll rub it over my pillow, which is really nice. I also love it on the back of my neck. You can give a back rub with this oil with some fresh and coconut oil. It's so good for anxiety, emotional distress, for helping I have one daughter who has nightmares, and so we mix the lavender piece with adaptive and juniper berry. So if you suffer from nightmares, or someone one of your little ones suffers from nightmares or night terrors, juniper berry is beautiful. And I found that the mix of those 3 oils helps my JoJo get to sleep and stay asleep without waking up with those really awful terrors in the middle of the night. In some markets, doTERRA has a capsule as well, which is a mixture of oil and some other sleepy herbs. And so for older kids, they can actually take that as well. And if you suffer from sleep problems, try to get your hand on some of the Serenity capsules because they really are incredible. You take 1 or 2 before bed, like 30 minutes before bed or so, and they help me to kind of get to sleep and to stay asleep as well. Now, when I teach about sleep, I talk about that great rest starts in the morning, right? So you can't expect your body to live in a state of stress or anxiety or fear or malaise or whatever all day long and then get to bed and just pop right to sleep, right? We have to manage our emotions and manage our body all throughout the day, creating an atmosphere in our bodies and in our home that is conducive to really good rest. So a great morning routine, and super easy, guys. My balance is right by my bed. Before I am even, my feet touch the floor, I'm getting my balance and I'm applying it to the base of my skull here, right? My temples, the bottoms of my feet, and I do it with all of my girls as well. And we just do a lot of balance throughout the day to just kind of keep, especially under quarantine, there's 5 of us home plus a dog. My husband's off at work. There's a little bit of up and down happening in my house at the moment. So we do a lot of balance. We do a lot of balance and wild orange in the diffuser, and just kind of keeping everyone a little bit steady throughout the day so that when it's bedtime, they're not all riled up. They're not all overexhausted. We can do the Serenity or the lavender piece in the bath with a massage on the feet and the spine, and then get them to bed, okay? So use your oils throughout your day, and then you can expect better results at night as well. Here's just a little bit more on balance. It's great with the nervous system. It's a great stress reliever. My husband uses it as an aftershave, and he keeps a bottle at the office because if he's going to have a hard meeting or he's going to walk in somewhere where he's feeling anxious, he can put a couple drops on, and it's really gentle. It's not overpowering. It's not floral. So he really enjoys balance, and just to keep him stable emotionally throughout the day as well. Now, studying, okay? So all of our kids need to study. There's some great blends that we can use for attention, for brain fog, for memory recall, and for focus. So my favorite is peppermint and a citrus in the diffuser. Okay, it could be citrus bliss, it could be wild orange, it could be lemon, it could be lime, whatever you have on hand, really. But it's something about that peppermint with the citrus. It causes like an alert serenity almost, where your brain can kind of just focus, but you're also you're not sleepy, you're alert. Rosemary is also great for memory and focus. So you can do rosemary, peppermint, and wild orange in the diffuser. You can make a blend up, and they can use it on the back of their neck here while they're studying, and then they can take that same blend to school and apply it before a test. And then you have that limbic system working in tandem where they're getting that memory recall because they have that connection to the material they learned in this particular smell, okay? Great gifts for school teachers. I know, Janet, you can attest to this, right? A diffuser, some oils. All of my teachers get a diffuser in the classroom because I want my kids to stay safe, and I want everyone else's kids to stay safe. So it's a great, kids love it too, man. Kids love scents. They love it. So that's a great gift to think about. And then you can make that roll-on bottle for use throughout the day. For me, when my oldest daughter was in first grade, she was struggling emotionally. And so I put out all my oils and I said, baby, I want you to find a happy oil. And she chose elation. And so I made a roller bottle of elation, and her teacher allowed her to go out to her cubby throughout the day whenever she was struggling emotionally. And she would just put some on, and she could smell it, and she could recenter, and she could go back in the classroom. So bring your teacher on board, right? If you're trying to use natural solutions for your children, bring your teacher on board. I'll tell you, she was so thankful that Bree could go and do something about it, right? As opposed to sitting there being super sad or distracted in the classroom, right? To empower Bree at such a young age to go reach for something natural is a really powerful thing. So get your teacher on board, right, with this. And then In Tune is a beautiful blend. That is the focus blend. Literally, you can put it right here on the back of your skull, on your temples, and it is beautiful for focus, brain fog, and attention issues. If you haven't tried In Tune yet, it's awesome. And then for the emotional oils, we do an entire class, guys, on the emotional wellness. And if you've done that one, awesome. If you haven't, it's going to come around again, so no worries. But remember to use these emotional oils with your children and to teach them the power of naming their emotion and reaching for a natural solution for their emotions. If you can teach them that early on, I just feel like the rest of their years, they will know to reach for something natural to help manage their emotions, and we can role model this as well. And for the teenage years, we've got some great products that help for us and our kids. So there's the HD Clear line, and HD Clear is designed for troubled skin, so acne skin, acne-prone skin. I use this essential oil blend when I get spots, so I'll just kind of spot treatment with this. And then CorrectX is awesome for spots as well, and also scars, boo-boos, that sort of thing. And then Claricalm. So Claricalm is an incredible blend. It's the doTERRA Women's Blend. And about 2 months ago, I thought, I'm going to give Claricalm a daily try. I used to use it around my period, and it was good, but I wasn't really getting all the hype around Claricalm. I put it in my bathroom, right across from my toilet, and every time I would go to the bathroom, I would just rub a little bit on my abdomen. And I'll tell you, the next time I got my period, it was so light. There was no pain. There was no PMS. It like totally snuck up on me, and I had no headache, which if you know me, I get headaches like sometimes 20 out of 30 days a month from hormonal issues. So it was a massive, huge deal. So it doesn't matter what stage of life, whether it's a child who's just starting out, 13 plus, my babies are going on Claricalm. But no matter where we are in our life, daily Claricalm on our abdomens is a way to go. It smells so yummy, and it's really good for emotional support too. So if I'm feeling like, I don't know, it's really good emotional support for me. You're going to have to find kind of your own emotional support oil. But when I'm using it for emotional support, I'll put it on my wrists and then behind my ears like this, and then a little bit on my heart, and I'll make sure that I smell it. So if you have a Claricalm story, then you can pop it into the chat. I love the chat that's going on because it really is a powerful, powerful oil. And here is just kind of a synopsis of everything that we covered. And if you walk away with anything today, it's that our children can use oils just like we use oils, right? And there's going to be something that you can find to help manage everything for you and everything for them. And so start to incorporate some oils into their daily routines and teach them that loving self-care as well. Okay. Now, what I want to look at is the curriculum piece. doTERRA actually has products that were formulated for kids, diluted for kids. And I want to go through those 7 oils briefly. We don't have these oils in the China market yet, so if you're in China, just sit tight. I think in other markets, if you can access it from the US, just have a look here. But these products are really awesome. So if you sat through a class that had the doTERRA lifestyle pyramid in it, nutrition is at the very base of each and every one of our wellness pyramids, right? The way that we take care of ourselves, it starts with what we fuel our bodies with. And the same thing for our kids. So doTERRA has a multivitamin, A to Z chewables, which is awesome. And it's got no junk in it, unlike a lot of other kid vitamins on the market. My girls love them, and they have an IQ Mega, and this is um mega. Sorry, it is a E Omega oil that has actually wild orange essential oil in it, and it's a liquid. And so they just take a spoonful of it each day, and that supports brain and healthy skin, healthy function of the brain, and then healthy skin. And then, of course, we talked a little bit about the PB Assist Junior. We do have the TerraStix PB in the China market, and I think in other markets you guys do have the Junior, or at least access to it. Tastes super good, and it's going to get all of that lovely probiotic support into the gut to help support the immune system. Now, this is the kids collection, and they came out with this 2 years ago, and they've been super popular. And I think what people love about them is that the kids can do it themselves. Like, they can totally learn how to care for them themselves. And then I know my girls, they love just having something that's theirs, that they feel like is theirs, even though I totally use these oils because I love them. But doTERRA is super smart. They broke it up into mind, hold on, it's not soul, what is it? Mind, body, and heart. And there's 2 oils in each one. And then last year they added a third one into the body. So mind, right? Gosh, it's really important to care for our little ones' minds in the beginning and all the way through. And so there's 2 blends, Calmer and Thinker. So Calmer is kind of like our Serenity, right? Our lavender piece. It's a restful blend. What you can do is they can roll it right on the back of their neck, their chest, their wrist, just like we apply any emotional support oils. So they can use it during the day, they can use it at night. Bonds of the feet, same thing. And it has Kananga in it. Has anyone tried? I think it's Kananga. We say Kananga in my house, but I'm pretty sure it's Kananga. It smells like ylang ylang. It's a flower oil, but it's so restful. I'm actually using it in my skincare these days. And lavender and Buddha wood and Roman chamomile. And they're already pre-diluted, so you can use them on all your kids. And then Thinker is amazing. It has my favorite oil, vetiver, plus clementine, peppermint, and rosemary. So when we talked about that focus, right, we talked about the citrus oils, clementine, peppermint, and rosemary, okay? This is like a kid's version of In Tune. So what you're gonna wanna do, same thing, back of the neck, wrists, hands, smell it. It's really great for promoting learning and focus. So those are the 2 oils that doTERRA has for supporting a child's mind, Calmer and Thinker. I also love the names of them because our kids can just learn to reach for them, or we can learn to reach for them when need be. And then we have 2 oils that support the heart, okay? So when our kids need a little bit of a reassurance or emotional support, okay, we have these 2 blends, Steady Grounding Blend and Brave Courage Blend. So the grounding blend is gonna be kind of like our balance, right? And courage might be a little bit like, to me, it smells like a mix of motivate and passion, a little bit. That's kind of what that smells like to me, if you've ever smelled or experienced those 2 oils. But it really supports calm and balanced feelings and promotes overall emotional wellness. So Brave, you've got wild orange peel, amorous wood, cinnamon bark, and this
Can I share something exciting about the kids collection?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
So the kids collection is being released in Australia, yay, as of early June. So I'm
that's
super
exciting.
excited. Because before we could only buy it via the US. So yay.
That's awesome. I'm hoping it's going to come into China soon. I don't know why it wouldn't, but it's been 2 years, so maybe there's, I don't know, labeling issues or whatever. That's awesome. And again, yes, these are made for kids, but they're great for us too. And to me, they're a little bit more gentle. And yeah, I don't know. They're just lovely. If you can get your hands on them, I definitely recommend them. Now, Steady is going to be like our balance, right? So if we can expect some woods, some woody oil. So we have amorous wood and balsam fir. We also have coriander, and coriander is a little bit of an unsung hero. If you can look up what coriander does, it's really powerful for grounding effects, but also detoxing effects of our body. And there's also magnolia, which is a beautiful, beautiful flower oil. So it makes Steady a little sweet, which is lovely. So it's also really good for skin and emotions. It can be used in times of distress to quiet the mind, soothe the body. We use it when my girls even have like some aches in their shoulders from either working or whatever stress, because balance is one of my favorite blends to actually help with that as well. So we use this in that way. For nerves as well. And again, back of the neck, wrists, palms of the feet, to steady emotions. So as long as you can remember to put like emotional oils on like you would perfume, right? And then smell it, it's gonna be great. And then finally, we have 3 oils for to support the body. And again, we really want to give our kids ownership of their own day-to-day well-being, right? We want them to be empowered, just like we want to be empowered with natural solutions. So instead of reaching for that medicine cabinet or in the medicine cabinet for something that's going to harm our gut or, I don't know, cause addiction or, whatever it happens to be, we want to have a natural solution to be able to reach for. And so these are safe for everyone. We have Rescuer Soothing Blend. So maybe that would remind you of Deep Blue Soothing Blend. Okay, now Rescuer is lavender, spearmint, copaiba, and something I cannot pronounce, xanthozylum essential oils. All of those are very relaxing, pain relieving, analgesic oils. So it's awesome. We use that with my girls with growing pains on their legs or in their joints. It's really good after exercise if your kids are athletes. My kids started this like kind of CrossFit-y like class and they're like, Mom, I need some oil. So it's been awesome to watch the oil just soothe them as well. Apply to temples and back of neck for tension, to relieve feelings of tension. And the same thing, shoulders, neck, back. This is great. After your kid gets home from something super active, you can rub that on their back for a massage before bed. And then Stronger Protective Blend is a mix of cedarwood, litsea, frankincense, and rose. So frankincense is the king of the oils, and rose is the queen of the oils. And we have one blend that combines the 2 of them in a base of cedarwood and litsea. So really, really powerful blend here. You can think about this as like the kids' version of On Guard even. But it's also really good for when the skin is distressed, because frankincense and rose are so soothing to the skin. So you can put this on boo-boos, you can put it on bruises. It is great for, like, my daughter has a little bit of like puffiness under her eyes, and she's 9, turning 10, and so she's noticing. And so we've been putting the Stronger under her eyes even for that frankincense and the rose. Roll onto the hands, knees, and feet after a long day of activity. Think about little ones who are crawling. Skin irritation, and it's great to have during extensive activities, right, to keep the focus and to keep the stress levels down. And then even when environmental threats are high, so think about high pollen seasons, you can use this to promote feelings of wellness and vitality. So you'll be putting that on the spine and the bounce of the feet as well. And then a beautiful blend. Think about Digest Zen, but for babes, Tamer is awesome as a digestive support blend, and it has spearmint, Japanese peppermint, which is different than the peppermint that we usually use. Our peppermint comes from the US. Ginger, black pepper, and parsley. And so this is awesome when the kids have an upset belly. My second daughter has a lot of digestive issues. She's very gluten intolerant. So and my littlest one gets wicked motion sickness. So anytime we're in a car or in a bus, she's like, Mom. So we'll put this in the belly. Hi, Neva, we do not have these blends in China. Hold on one second. There's a knock at my door. Yeah, thank you. I have been delivered a dog because she's lonely. This is my puppy who also uses oils. No, we do not have these blends in China yet, but we're hoping for sometime soon. Yeah, so motion sickness. We actually will put this around their ears and actually kind of roll it within their belly button. Somehow, for some reason, it totally seems to work. The same thing with Digest Zen, really powerful for that as well. And if you're starting to feel bloated, maybe you had too much to eat, or kid at a pizza party, you can put it on the stomach or the bounce of feet after a large meal. And yes, good point, Kate, for colic and reflux for babies too. this one is awesome. Okay, so that is all of the oils and all the products and all the content that we're going to talk about tonight. We are going to talk about the loyalty rewards program. We talk about this at the end of every class because it's really important that you understand it. But before we talk about that, does anyone have any questions on oils for kids? We talked about a lot. That was a lot.
Hi, Ali. Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
I just lost the first minutes. So if it is possible to send me the dilution chart again, because you explained about different dilutions for different ages.
Yes.
So if that would be possible, I would really appreciate that.
Yes, this is the one you want. Yeah.
Okay. I guess it was the first one that was a lot of different dilutions.
Yeah.
That would be super helpful. Yeah, that's the one.
You can see this one? Yep, no worries. I'll actually get you the entire PowerPoint, so no problems. You can have the whole PowerPoint.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
No worries, no worries. Anyone else have any other questions?
I do.
Go ahead.
You know how particularly when we were doing the oil camps, some of the oils don't have the same. We all have different names for oils. Are the American ones the same names as ours, or are the American ones, the China ones, and the Australian ones all different names?
Kate?
I'll send you a document.
Yay! Because, you know, I spent about nearly an hour trying to work out what one of the blends was in one of the oil camp things, and I thought, this is just such a waste of time, and it was really frustrating. Yeah. And then eventually I found out what it was, because it took me. I tried to look for it everywhere I could think of before I.
Yeah, we try to sort of post this chart around every now and again on the Facebook group, and it's just a chart that has the generic name and then the market specific names for the different ones so that we can use it as a reference. That would be great.
Thank you.
Yes. I'm sorry you were frustrated by that. Yes. Okay. Anyone else with a question before we chat? LRP? Oh my gosh, I did not realize that I'm like so bright. Sorry, I wasn't staring at myself. Pale enough as it is. There is not an oil for that, by the way. Sorry. Anyway. Anyone else? Question? Comments? Good? Yes, Neva, you are cracking me up, and that's chat, my friend. Y'all got to read Neva's comment in the chat. All right. Loyalty reward.
Hi, Ali.
Oh, hey.
I don't have a question, but I'd love to share something.
Yeah, go, Boyana, go.
Oh, is it frozen or?
You're good. You're good.
Hello. Okay, good. Thank you. I'd love to share a very personal thing that really worked wonders in my life. About a year ago, I discovered a precancerous lump in my breast, and I was put on some medication, which I had to take 3 months at a time and then give it a month's break. And there was some external use medicine as well. And because of the coronavirus, I kind of did not get the next load of the medicine because there was someone supposedly coming back to China and they couldn't get back. And so that's also when, I think it was last month, we had a 10% off on DDR Prime, right? And so I got that one and I added it with grapefruit and frankincense in a roller bottle. And I've also been taking them internally twice a day, along with some on guard. And at first I didn't really feel anything, but in the past week, oh, I forgot to say that the lump was discovered in May last year, so exactly a year ago. And then in January, I had a check and it had grown a tiny bit. And for the past about 1 week or so, I'm not able to find it with my fingers anymore. So I
Whoa.
cannot say that it's disappeared, but I definitely know that it's gone smaller. And I'm so excited. I know it has nothing to do with the topic of today's lesson, but I just hope that this helps someone here who might hear it, because it's an amazing experience and I'm so grateful and so excited.
Wow. Brianna, you
That's
need to
all.
share that on the community call.
Yeah, I'd love to.
All right, we're gonna line you up. Gigi, line her up to share the product story or the testimony. Let's have that be a, that's amazing. Thanks for sharing. No, that's great. The chat's blowing up. That's amazing.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah. Anyone else want to share something while we're at it? Before we talk LRP and everyone gets DDR Prime in their next loyalty rewards. No? All right, you can interrupt me later. No worries. Okay, let's talk LRP. Okay, LRP in our world stands for Loyalty Rewards Program. Okay, and it is the best, cheapest, most effective, most efficient way to purchase your oil. So each one of you already have a wholesale account. Okay, that means that you're already getting 25% below the retail price for an entire year. Like, that's awesome. But what if you could do better than that? Okay, what if you could start to get some products for free? That's what we're going to teach you how to do just by ordering with a loyalty rewards program. Okay, so a couple things you need to know. PV stands for point value. In doTERRA world, we operate more on points than we do on any currency. Okay, so when you're adding up the points, or when you're putting products into your cart, you're going to, of course, going to see the amount of money change, but you're also going to see the PV value change. And I want you to start paying attention to the PV, because that's what matters more when you're learning the loyalty rewards program. Okay. Now, let's see if this opens. Come on, internet. Okay, Marian, if you have to go, as long as you understand LRP. Don't go if you don't understand LRP. I'll be fast. Okay. So everyone starts at month 0, okay? At month 0, that is your onboarding month. You do not get points for that month, except shipping points. You do get shipping points in your first month. Your next month, you can start to participate in the loyalty rewards program, okay? And so for your first 3 months, as long as you order over 50 points in the month, then you start to earn 10% back on that purchase. So let me explain how that works. Let's say for ease of numbers sake, you order 100 points in your first month. doTERRA is going to give you 10. Good, Marian, good. That doTERRA is going to give you 10 points back plus your shipping points. So in China, our shipping points are always 5 points. In Australia and other markets, it's actually like if you pay $6 for shipping, then you get 6 points shipping back. It's a 1-for-1. And then your next month, you buy another 100 points. And so doTERRA gives you another 10 points back plus your shipping. And maybe that's 15 points. And then the next month, the same thing. So by the end of your first 3 months, if you've placed 100-point LRP orders, doTERRA has already given you 45 points back that you can spend on free products. So what can you get for 45 points? Let's just play here. 35 points, you can get a lavender peace or serenity blend for free, right? Or you can get a lemongrass, and a wild orange all at once. That's just for 35 points, right? And you add another 15 to it, peppermint touch, a lime oil. Guys, these really add up really fast. But it doesn't stop at 10%. The longer you're with doTERRA ordering, the more you get back. So on your 4th month, you're going to get, we're just going to stick with 100 points just because it's easy math. You place 100 points in your 4th month, doTERRA gives you your 5 points for shipping or your shipping costs plus 15 points. So for that very same order, you're now earning 15 points back for 3 months, and then 20 back for 3 months, 25, and all the way up to 30 points. So when you've been a quote unquote loyal customer with doTERRA for 1 year, for your consecutive months, you're earning 30% back. So for you place a 100-point order with a 25% discount off of retail, and doTERRA gives you 30 points back, 30% back into your free point bucket that you can redeem those products for later, okay? That they add up really quick. It's great for gifts. It's great to like save up in your point bucket and then redeem it for like really expensive oils like your helichrysum or even a frankincense, right? It feels really good to be able to do that. So you need to just pay attention to the point value that you're purchasing each month, okay? I wish I could draw a line right here, okay? 50 points. As long as you order 50 points a month, you're gonna jump up in that scale, okay? And this is a good question. If you order 50 points on June 1st and then 50 points on June 2nd, you do not jump to month 2. It's all within the calendar month, okay? So 50 points in June, 50 points in July, 50 points in August, right? Then you're gonna go dink, dink, dink to the first month, the second month, and the third month. And then by the fourth month, you're gonna be earning 15% back, okay? Now, if you are with doTERRA and you're sharing your oils, in order to earn commission with doTERRA, you have to place an order of 100 points. That's like our business overhead, right? To keep the lights on in our business is 100 points a month. Now, more free. Every month, doTERRA gives away a free product of the month if you buy 125 points of product before the 15th of the month. So between the 1st and the 15th at midnight, in whatever market you're in, doTERRA is going to throw in a free product into your basket if you place an order of 125 points. Okay? And in some months, there's a 200-point promotion. Like in China right now, we have a 200-point promotion going on. And if you place a 200-point order, then doTERRA is going to put some freebies in your cart. Now, however you play this game, it doesn't matter as long as you know the rules, right? So it pains us as leaders when we see someone place a 124-point order. Why? Because they were 1 point away from getting a free product, right? Or I had somebody place an order of 198 points in China, right? And 2 more points, guys, and they would have earned like 800 renminbi in free products, right? So it doesn't matter how you play as long as you know the rules. You can play by whatever rules you need to go. Okay, Amy, bye-bye. As long as you know the rules. Now, let's say, guys, that it's 1 month and your refrigerator breaks and you just don't have the 50 points to spend that month. That's totally okay. As long as you buy something like a lemon oil or a refreshing coconut oil or a toothpaste or a lip balm or, you know, whatever it happens to be, just buy a little something and that keeps you right where you are, and then you can pick up the LRP later, right? Maybe you can't do it for 2 months. That's okay too. Just make sure you're buying a little something, okay? So you're gonna see us at the end of the month saying, save your points, save your points, save your points. That's like, oh, have I ordered this month? If I've ordered this month, no worries. If I haven't ordered this month and I'm participating in the LRP program, then I need to place a small order, okay? So here's your quiz. You can unmute yourself. Who's gonna be the first? Or you can chat it in the chat, okay? Question number 1, what is the minimum PV you need to order each month in order to jump up? Oh, Janet, you didn't even let me finish the question. Yes, LRP, 50 points a month, 50, 50, 50. Okay, 50 points a month. Now, what about if you're sharing oils? Like if you bring on a friend that month and they purchase oils from you, they set up an account with your number, what do you need to buy that month in order to earn commissions? What's our overhead?
100.
Yes, Kate, 100, 100. Janet, for another win, 100. That's right. And if you're outside of China, you need to have a template, an LRP template set at 100 points when that person enrolls. Okay, so make sure you have a template set always of 100 points if you're outside of China. Okay, now what about that free product of the month between the 1st and the 15th? Neva, 125. I wish I had like a I need like action things here. Yes, 125 points, okay, between the 1st and the 15th. And usually the 200 points go to the end of the month. But listen, if you're going to place a 200-point order, place it before the 15th if you can, because then you get the free product of the month as well. Okay, we do need buzzers, Kate. Yes, we do. And if your fridge breaks or your washing machine or whatever, coronavirus hits, what do you need to do to just save your points? Yes, correct, X. Buy something, right, Neva? 1 to 49 points. Okay. Now, if you're making an order on the last of the month, I would just place the smallest order I could and save the rest of those products for the first, right? So you got to learn the system. There's a little bit of strategy here. Save it for the first, because then maybe you can get up to 125 and get that free product, okay? So your action item here, guys, is just to commit to taking advantage of all the freebies that doTERRA has on the table for you by learning the game, right? This is why we talk about LRP each and every class, because I know for me, it took me like too long. It took me too long to figure this out. But once you get the game, then you're good to go, okay? Use your resources, right? This blog at doTERRA.com is fabulous. You know, confer with your upline, get involved in the social media groups for ideas, and be an active member of the community, because you really matter, and we need each and every one of you to participate so that it brings so much more flavor and beauty into our Team Oil community. So, oh, okay, phew, we did it. We're a little over time, but that's okay. That was super fun. Anyone have questions before we move on? Anybody? Anybody?
What are you drinking now, Ali?
Cucumber juice.
Oh, nice. Has it got any oils in it?
No, this is for the Hashimoto's. I do a liter of celery juice in the morning and half a liter of cucumber juice at night to shed the viral load from the Hashimoto's.
What did you say you have in the morning?
A liter of fresh celery juice.
I have Hashimoto's too. Kate and I were talking about that. I'd love to find out more from you.
Yeah, we need to schedule a
if
call.
possible, at some point.
Yeah, for sure. I would love that. We can change some tips.
That'd
and
be
tricks.
lovely.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to go now.
Yes, I know. It's late for you
Tomorrow.
guys.
Thanks for joining us, Tracy.
Thank you so much, everybody. Have a lovely evening.
Cool.
And I'll talk
Bye,
to you next
ladies.
week. Bye.
Right. Bye, Janet. Bye, Tracy. Eva, your champion, Jifen, and your Hui Kui, Yanshu. Yes, they're different. Champion is your LRP points. The other one is the money that you get back for sharing with people. So it's two different things. LRP points for product, and then cash you can spend on your oils is the second one. How are we doing? Anybody else? Questions?